Do you get intimidated when a master painter talks you through how to paint something like flesh and their palette looks like this? Practicing your mixtures will of course improve you as a painter, but I wanted to know how simplified you could go. 2 paints. Just 2. No additional white or black. These are the 2 colours I've chosen, and to keep it as simple as possible, I lay out 4 drops, 3 drops, 2 drops, 1 drop and no drops of the Caliban green across my palette. Now I'm going to do the reverse with Frostbite from P3. 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. Then mix them up and now you can see what I'm trying. I have a range of 5 colours from my shadows up to my highlights. Looking at the palette may not seem like the most exciting range of tonal variety, but it is pretty clear how the layers are going to work, and there will be no confusion with finding the right value or saturation. I am optimistic. This is the mini I'm going to paint. You can ignore the brown. I was trying out my first ever contrast paint. This will get covered with our base coat anyway. I like to work from the darkest shadow up, so I paint the whole model with pure Caliban green. Have to go over it a couple of times to get a smooth result. Once that's done, I go up to the next colour. This will be my lighter shadow. I want to try and leave the previous layer just in the darkest areas. This is what I have at the end of finishing this layer. So now it's on to our middle colour. So this is about an even mix of the 2 colours I'm using. This goes onto the previous layer only, building up a gradient. At this point I haven't done any blending. There are still clear lines between the layers, which makes it easier for me to know where my layer boundaries are. Here's the mini at the end of this layer, and I have to say I think it's working. Now for the first highlighter. It looks a little stark at first, but it's nice to see the blue tones coming in. It's time to move on to the last layer, but I get scared that the pure Frostbite is going to be too big a jump, and I make a 50-50 mix of the colour I just used and the Frostbite. After laying a layer of this down though, I think it was unnecessary and I use a pure Frostbite in the end. At this point I still haven't done any blending, so it's kind of a testament to the colours making the gradient read as the shapes they are. I think it looks good, I like it. But now I want to test out some blending with glazes after all the layers are painted. Experiment like this is a fun way to learn. I make a glaze out of the lighter mid-tone, I guess it would be. This is the rough sort of consistency I'm looking for. It's not too diluted, it's going to take too many layers. So now I try to touch my brush to the mid-tones, moving up to the highlights. This will blend these range of colours together. I'll lose a little bit of contrast though. This is how it looks after 1 layer of this glaze. I do just 1 more layer in some areas, and this is how the skin looks. I'm not sure the green is reading too well, so I decide to glaze in the shadows with the pure green colour. Honestly, it doesn't really bring any green value back, but I did at least make the layers a little smoother in the shadows. So this is the end result for the skin, and here is the mini all finished. So this was a quick test and a quick video. I think it worked out fine, and you could go in with glazes now to add some other colours. I glazed in some orange onto the nose as an example. That way you can get some more tonal variety if you're worried about it being just 2 colours, but test complete and I like the results. Let me know what you think in the comments. Until the next one, see ya!